Good evening, you stallions and stallionettes. AK-40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. Sony fans will rejoice that it seems like 2021 is off to a good start for PSN or PlayStation Network, as they are actually releasing PlayStation 5 titles as one of the 3 free downloadable games per month, and it seems like the overall value is outweighing the subscription cost. So without further ado, let's crack right into this thing. Alrighty guys, so sharing my screen here, this is an article that came out 2 days ago on Gamerant, and it says PlayStation Plus has started 21 off on the right foot. That is good to hear, guys, especially if you are a Sony owner or you are planning on buying a PlayStation 5 in the near future, which, by the way, I do keep up to date with all the news around the scalper situation and PlayStation 5 restocks. Obviously I would recommend if you are trying to get a PS5 to subscribe to the Twitter of like Wario64 and Jake Randall and stuff like that, so you can get aware, because those guys literally, that's what they do, is get you the quickest updates when those bad boys become live. But I do cover, whenever I hear something down the grapevine that trickles down that I think is actually going to be a good opportunity for you guys to get your hands on a new console. So it says for Sony, there's options like PS Now and PlayStation Plus, while Microsoft has games with Xbox Gold and Game Pass. So whenever you get Xbox Gold or you get PlayStation Plus, which is basically their online subscription service, that you are going to need to play games that are non-free to play. So free to play games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Warzone that are deemed by the developer to be free to play are indeed free to play. You do not need the subscription to play on PlayStation, Switch, or PC. However, Xbox, you do need Xbox Live to even play free to play games. Which is kind of interesting. But then Game Pass is obviously a super good value for Xbox owners that gets you a whole slew, a massive library. They just acquired Bethesda. I covered when that happened. So they're going to be getting a lot of really nice titles on there. And also, when new release AAA titles comes out, they're playable day one on Game Pass. So you basically never need to go out and buy a 60 or 70. The new gen consoles, the AAA titles are going to be $70. That was already shown with 2K21. So you're going to save a whole heck of a lot of money with Game Pass. Now, PlayStation has something called PlayStation Now that is similar to that, but it's not on the level of Game Pass yet as far as sheer value. I don't really think it's worth the subscription cost just yet. They're obviously continuing to make it better and whatnot. But as for now, it seems like just having PlayStation Plus, which is the actual online subscription service, not the game not the game subscription service, but just their online access to their servers and whatnot, does seem like it's a pretty good value, because, with Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus, you get 3 free games per month. And usually this is like one pretty good game that came out a couple of years ago, and then a couple of like little indie third-party games or whatever that half the time you've never heard of, or if you have, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is already like an $8 game in the store anyway, so it's not a tremendous value. But many expected it to be months before PS5 games would be graced on PlayStation Plus. That is not the case. As a result, PS Plus is setting itself up big in 21. So these are the games that are playable or downloadable for free. Not really free because you're paying for the subscription, but with your subscription to PlayStation Plus for January 21, you get Maneater, Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Greedfall, which are all optimized for the PlayStation 5. And I think Maneater might actually be like a PS5 proprietary exclusive. But these ones are optimized for the PS5 already, so it'll work with the cool features of the DualSense 5 controller, as well as get that additional frame rate of 120 hertz, and also give you some really nice visual cues, probably some ray tracing, whatnot, which would look really good in Tomb Raider, I do say. So it says if you pay the $10 a month, that breaks out to $120 a year. Yep, that math makes sense. But you can do it annually, and I think it's quite a bit cheaper than that. Alexa, how much is PSN annual? Okay, well, according to Alexa, my virtual assistant over here on the desk, she is telling me, according to an article found 2 weeks ago, that it's $70 a year. So I don't know why you would pay for, I guess, if you buy the monthly subscription and then forget to switch it over to annual, because you just wanted to get like a month or something, but then you forget that you have it on reoccurring payment, you'll end up paying that. But it says it's $70 per year, which would be a $50 savings off the, buying per month, which would, that's a big savings. That's like a game almost. But it's saying this is a pretty good value, because even if you did pay that $120 a year, just these 3 titles from this 1 month here from January, Maneater, Greedfall, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, come in at a retail of $150. So you've already passed that in the first month of owning this. So that's pretty good. That's more in games than the full year cost at its highest price. And thus far this year, those subscribers have only paid $10. So again, if you pay for it annually up front, you've already paid $70. But if you are just paying for the month, you've only paid $10. And I think if you don't have Xbox Live or PSN, if you've already installed the titles, I think you get to keep them, but that might not be a thing. You know, like once you don't have the subscription service, they might become unplayable until you re-up your subscription, which would be kind of unfortunate, to be honest. Many were reasonably upset last summer when 2 simulator games were made available, and it seems Sony had taken that in stride. So you're going to have some off months, obviously, because, you know, even with Xbox Gold and PlayStation Now, you're going to occasionally get that month where you're like, wow, I'm never going to play any of these games. And you just install them anyway. If you have the hard drive space, hopefully you'll probably have an external plugged in because these consoles don't store a lot. But, you know, you just stockpile the games anyway because it's more to add to your library. But you're like, I'm probably never going to play these. You are going to have those months like that. But it seems like January is off to a good start. So hopefully in February, they maybe come out with like 2 PS4s and a PS5 title. That'd be great. And they just continue that process. PS5 is a premier hardware system, both consoles, so digital only and the optical. But PS Plus is proving that it is just as valuable in the subscription department. So, good stuff, guys. If you have a PlayStation 4 or 5, it seems like PSN is on the right track to keep good games in your library. And that's good, guys. All right, drop in the comment section below what your opinion is of PSN. Do you think it's a ripoff? Do you think it's actually worth the subscription cost? And how that stacks up to Xbox Gold if you guys are on the Microsoft side of the house. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.